Welcome to Wallace and Wire. Today we're talking about Tiong King Sing's controversial remarks regarding a recent tourism celebration.
Yeah, it's quite a situation, isn't it? You've got the Malaysian Tourism Promotion Board, Tourism Malaysia, pulling off this, well, frankly, amazing promotional result. We're talking huge numbers, hundreds of millions.
Right.
And yet somehow the story flips. It goes from this big economic win to this public controversy,
Right.
all because of a dinner.
Exactly. And that's what we're digging into today. It's not about a failure, not at all. It's about understanding why the minister, Tiong King Sing, defended that celebration so strongly, arguing that because the private sector funded it, that basically justified his approval, especially since it was tied to the global travel meet's massive success.
And you really need to understand the scale of that success first before you can, fully unpack his defense. This wasn't just some minor achievement. It was huge, especially now with global tourism still finding its feet.
The figures are just, well, incredible. The campaign, right? It pulled in a documented RM420 M in tourism package sales.
420 million ringgit.
Yeah, in just 2.5 days. Think about that. That's money flowing directly from international operators, buyers, straight into Malaysian businesses, hotels, tour companies, the whole sector.
It's a massive shot in the arm. And, that RM 420 million, it's not just like individual holiday bookings. A lot of that is probably big B2B deals.
Right, bulk stuff.
Exactly. Bulk bookings, flights, hotel blocks, mainly for bringing tourists in.
Yeah.
So for Tiong King Sing, seeing that number, he apparently found it inspiring was the word used.
Inspiring.
He saw it as clear proof the industry was bouncing back and that the government strategy was working. Solid validation.
You can absolutely see why he'd be feeling good about that. I mean, he's the Minister for Tourism, Arts, and Culture. You hit a number like RM 420 million. Your first reaction is going to be, wow, fantastic job. You'd want to celebrate the people who made it happen, wouldn't you? I mean, imagine you listening right now. If your team landed almost 500 million ringgit in deals, you'd feel pretty proud, right?
Yeah.
It basically proves you're doing your job well.
Oh, absolutely. It validates everything.
Yeah.
The story should have been perfect.
Yeah.
Government plan, industry action, huge financial result, done. But then came the celebration afterwards. The victory banquet, that just, boom, overshadowed the whole achievement almost immediately.
And this is really the heart of it, isn't it? The controversy. People weren't really arguing against celebrating the success, the RM 420 million.
No, not the success itself.
It was about how it was celebrated, the dinner, and specifically those reports about alcoholic beverages being served at an event that was, closely linked, at least by association, with a government agency like the Malaysian Tourism Promotion Board.
And that really put the minister on the spot, didn't it? He had to quickly shift gears from look at this amazing success to, okay, let me defend how we mark that success.
Right.
And his defense strategy seems to have been, well, twofold, really, aimed at creating distance between the government and the event, both in terms of money and moral perception.
Okay, let's tackle that first line of defense. The simple one. Who paid for it?
Yeah. The who paid argument, simple but financially very significant for his case.
He was pretty clear on this, wasn't he?
Very specific. Tiong King Sing stated quite firmly that the dinner was suggested and fully paid for by the private sector, the tourism operators themselves, the ones who, directly benefited from all those sales.
So zero government money.
He stressed that. Not 1 cent of taxpayer funds went towards that dinner. He even confirmed publicly that the Director General of the Malaysian Tourism Promotion Board had actually checked with him first.
Before agreeing to go.
Yes. And Tiong King Sing said he gave his approval, seeing it purely as a private industry thing, a celebration funded by them for them.
Okay, but you have to wonder, though. Did he really not see the potential for controversy? I mean, he's not new to politics. Was it just about the cost? A calculated gamble, maybe? Or did he genuinely not think about the optics? A senior government figure attending a private party where sensitive issues like alcohol might come up.
Well, that sort of leads into his second and arguably more powerful line of defense, which is all about saving money, fiscal prudence, strategic savings.
Ah, the government savings angle.
Exactly. This was his core political message here, efficiency. He directly argued that letting the private sector cover the cost, well, it helped alleviate the government's financial burden.
And save government expenditure.
Precisely. And that's where his argument really lands, politically speaking, especially when everyone's talking about cutting public spending. He basically framed it as putting financial savings above, perhaps, the potential image problem. And he threw down a challenge to his critics, didn't he? A sort of rhetorical question.
Yeah, essentially asking, look, if they're willing to pay for it themselves, saving the government money in the process, why on earth shouldn't we support them?
And that's a potent question because it flips the script. It's not about the morality of the drinks anymore. It's about budget responsibility.
It's clever in a way, because if the government had paid, people would be shouting about wasting public money.
Definitely.
So when the private sector pays, he shifts the focus away from his ministry's budget and onto the industry's own choices.
Exactly right. And what that signals is a very clear strategic priority for him, it seems. Economic results, private sector drive that comes first.
Maximize tourism income.
That's the job, as he likely sees it. And if the industry pulls off a massive RM420M win, they should get to celebrate how they see fit, especially on their own dime, without the government stepping in to manage the party planning.
Which brings us neatly into the next area, the bigger picture, the policy implications here. Because this whole incident really throws a spotlight on that tricky balancing act for Malaysian leaders, doesn't it?
It really does. On one hand, you need the private sector to be bold, take risks, generate that big revenue.
Like those big sales he mentioned.
Right. He praised them for that initiative, for seeing the potential and acting fast during the government campaign. But on the other hand, leaders have to navigate this very sensitive domestic landscape. Public perception, morality, especially around anything connected, even loosely, to the government.
It sets a tricky precedent, maybe. His defense seems to champion the idea that if the results are big enough, the government should just get out of the way afterwards. Let the industry handle its own affairs. It builds trust, maybe encourages more investment down the line.
That could be the thinking. Reward initiative. Foster that dynamism.
But the critics, they push back, wouldn't they? They'd say, look, the minister gave his approval for the Director General of the Malaysian Tourism Promotion Board to attend. That is an official link. The dinner was celebrating the success of the global Travel Media government-backed initiative. So even if the funding is private, does that government association mean the style of celebration still falls under public scrutiny? Does it still need to meet certain expectations?
And that's the absolute core of the conflict, isn't it? That blurry line. Public association versus private funding.
Yeah.
Think about it. If he had stepped in, told them how to celebrate, he could easily have been accused of micromanaging, killing the buzz after this huge success.
Hitting enthusiasm.
Exactly. But by giving his, okay, he saves money, yes, but opens the door to the morality criticism. So you had to ask, was this a deliberate choice? Prioritize the business community's needs maybe over soothing domestic critics?
It feels like a calculated risk. He took the potential PR hit, perhaps quite deliberately, to show his ministry values, outcomes, efficiency, and respecting the financial autonomy of the people actually bringing in the money.
It sends a signal to business. We trust you. We value your independence.
That's a powerful message for them.
It is. But the question left hanging is, what about next time? By not putting any conditions on this celebration, does that implicitly lower the bar for what's acceptable when an event is linked to government success?
Does the government now need to write rules for private partners? Like, here's how you're allowed to celebrate wins from our joint campaigns?
Or do they just accept that they might face this kind of public pushback again, all in the name of saving government cash? It's a difficult balance.
So summing up, it's this stark contrast. $420M in the bank for Malaysia's tourism sector, a clear win.
A massive win.
Versus the controversy over how that win was celebrated. And Tiong King Sing's stance is, well, pretty solid. He seems rooted in fiscal responsibility, celebrating the economic success, and arguing that saving government money was key.
His priorities seem clear. The financial results, reducing the burden on the state coffers, that's number one. But it leaves that policy question just hanging there for the future, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Should the government, going forward, maybe sacrifice some of those potential cost savings? Impose rules on how private partners celebrate successes linked to official campaigns just to manage public perception? That's the tightrope they have to walk now.
Really makes you think about the intersection of politics, business, and public opinion.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.